New month means new Game Pass quests. Stick around for a first look review of Untitled Goose Game, including 3 things I like and 3 I don't after the quest summaries. If November 2020 has passed already, congratulations! Also, use the links below to skip ahead. I use Game Pass quests as an excuse to try new games. I don't look for the most efficient solution for the points. Yes, I want the points, but I also want to experience the games. I strive to review each one, including what it took me to get the quest, and if there were any achievements gained along the way. First up, we'll talk about the monthly quests. There are 7 that refresh every month for a total of 1,270 points. The first one is Quest Rookie for 10 points. To get this, you need to complete 4 weekly quests. You will get this done hopefully in the first week, but definitely in the second. Next up, we have Game Pass Explorer. You need to play 4 different Game Pass games. Technically, you could get this in the first week. If you're only doing quests and then kind of playing your own thing on the side, which I've been known to do, then it could take 2 weeks to finish this one. And that one is again for 10 points. Next, we've got Quest Apprentice, 25 points. Complete 8 weekly quests. The 4 weekly quests you've already completed for Quest Rookie count towards these 8. Game Pass Adventurer is next for 25 points. To get this, you play 10 different Game Pass games. And just as before, the 4 that you've already done for Game Pass Explorer count. Moving along, we step up the game a little bit. Game Pass Games on the Go gets you 100 points. To get this, you install 5 games from your mobile application. This should not be hard to get, and in fact, when we talk about Quest Completionist, I'm going to point out why I like to use the mobile app anyway. Next on the list, we have Quest Dedication for 100 points. You need to complete 12 daily quests and 12 weekly quests to get this. You cannot pick and choose. You cannot do one or the other. You do have to do both. Our final quest that refreshes every month is Quest Completionist for 1,000 points. 45 daily quests and 15 weekly quests. Daily quests, you get 2 of them every day. One of them is to play a Game Pass game. Really, that just means launching it. You don't have to get all the way to the title screen. The other one is to log into the mobile app. So this is why I mentioned Game Pass Games on the Go shouldn't be that hard to get, because you should be regularly using the mobile app to get your 45 dailies. This month, there are 4 quests, as with most, that are worth 75 points each and are game specific. The first one on the list, Jackbox Party Pack. You need to earn 5 bracketeering Cinderellas to get these 75 points. I have no idea what a bracketeering Cinderella is, but I assume it's not going to be just as easy as turning the game on. Next up is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. We need to obtain 7 quest items. I'm looking forward to this. I haven't been in the Resident Evil world for quite a while, although I suspect, based on the nature of what we need to do, that this is not going to be an achievement save quest. Moving along, we see Black Desert Online, where we need to earn 2,000 gifted sellswords. Again, I don't know what a gifted sellsword is, but I do know this is an online MMORPG, so I will probably have to interact with other people at some point to get this quest completed. Finally, Pillars of Eternity requires us to defeat 5 enemies. I haven't played this game, but it is possible we could get this one without an achievement if there are more than 5 enemies in whatever tutorial this game has set up. We'll find out later on this month when we actually play through and complete the quest. If you'd like to see these done as quickly as possible after the first of the month, so you have plenty of time to decide if you want to pursue the quests, make sure you subscribe down below. The more people who subscribe, the easier it is for me to justify the time earlier in the month to get these done for you so that you have more time to make your decision. Next up, we're going to talk about the weekly quests, starting with our repeating ones, and these are worth 10 points each. The first one is to earn an achievement in Game Pass. Just 1 achievement in any Game Pass game. This should usually be a pretty easy one to get. The next one is Earn Your Way. You need to earn 3 achievements or play 3 different Game Pass games. Obviously, playing 3 different Game Pass games is going to be pretty easy, and there's a good chance you'll already have 1 achievement for earning an achievement in Game Pass. The thing is, you can't mix and match this. You can't have 1 achievement in 2 Game Pass games. You have to have 3 of one or 3 of the other. Finally, complete 4 daily quests. You play a Game Pass game, and you log into the mobile app. You'll get this in 2 days, every week, because remember, you want that 1,000 point one on the monthly completionist quest. This week only, we have 2, as usual, and one of them is for Game Pass Ultimate members only. The first one is Dirt 4. In this one, which is available to anybody, we have to have 5,000 distance traveled and we will get 50 points. The way that's worded makes me think that it's possible, if you've already traveled 5,000 distance in this game, you'll complete the quest as soon as you launch it. I unfortunately have not played this game yet, so I will have to travel 5,000 distance, and we'll cover that in a review later this week. The last one we're going to talk about, and we're going to follow up with a short review, is Untitled Goose Game. We need to ruin everyone's day for 25 points. But we also have to be a Game Pass Ultimate member. On these weeklies, 9 times out of 10, all you have to do is launch the game and you get the points. And that's the case this time as well. For this review, I decided to try something new. I recorded the review itself while I was live streaming the game, and then post-edit it down into the review that you're about to hear. Please let me know what you think of this new method in the comments down below. It's the first time trying it, so it is a little bit rough, and I anticipate it will get better over time if there's interest in me continuing to do it this way. One advantage of doing it this way is that you can join me in the live stream and contribute to the review yourselves. So without any further ado, here's the review. Untitled Goose Game was brought to us by House and Panic in September of 19, with the Xbox One release in December of 2019. This game was played on the Xbox One X, using Turtle Beach Stealth 600 headphones, while on a 27-inch 4K HDR monitor. My system specs are down below if you're more interested. In this quick look, I'm going to go over my impressions of the game, the graphics, the sound, the gameplay, as well as 3 things I like about the game and 3 things I do not. This is a puzzle-solving game with some stealth elements added in for fun. The art style is cartoony and plain. It goes for a flat texture visual style. This is not something that translates poorly to 4K, but it definitely doesn't benefit from the 4K that I play at. The graphics don't look dated, but they're also not modern, high-end, fancy graphics. Similar to Human Fall Flat, I feel like the graphics were done just well enough to try not to detract from the puzzle gameplay. The soundtrack in this game is limited, with the music mostly being situational and giving you information about what's happening in the game. Sound effects themselves are minimal and directly correlate to the action in the game, but do not give you any extra information other than what you can already see. This game normally retails for $20 on the Microsoft Store. Right now it is down to $16 with your Game Pass subscription. There's no DLC listed, and I did not find any DLC in the game while I was playing. There are also not multiple editions, just the single one to choose from. Speaking of Game Pass, I played this game because it was part of the Game Pass weekly quest. To get the quest, all I had to do was launch the game. There was nothing more involved. I didn't even have to wait for it to finish loading. The character in this game that you play is a goose. You are running around causing problems. You're actually given a list of mischief to cause on every level, so you do have some direction given to you. The story appears to be following that list and finishing it. I don't see an underlying story here at all, and I haven't researched the game to see if there is one hidden in here somewhere. I suspect not. This is at its heart a puzzle-solving game, and puzzle-solving games don't often have a lot of story involved. As has been mentioned multiple times, this is at its heart a puzzle game, so the gameplay largely consists of solving the various puzzles presented to you using your goose abilities. The difficulty ranges from easy to hard depending on which task on your list you are looking at. And as a matter of fact, as of this recording, there are tasks all the way back to the first level that I have not figured out how to do. The controls are extremely simple. You have 1 stick for movement, you have 3 sticks for various abilities, and that's all you really need in this game. The rest of it is figuring out the right sequence of events to trigger and solve whatever puzzle it is you're trying to solve. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. You look at the list, find a puzzle to solve using the materials and abilities that you have in front of you. You solve said puzzle, you move on to the next item in the list. Not a lot of depth going on here. The replayability is, I suspect, fairly low. Obviously I haven't made it to the end game, but this is a puzzle solving game, and once you've solved all the puzzles, there's not going to be a whole lot else for you to do. You'll get through it pretty quickly when you try to solve the puzzles a second, third, and fourth time. I suppose you could go for speedruns, and then there's also the matter of achievements. You could try to get more and more of the achievements in the game. There were definitely some things I did not like about this game. The graphics felt just a little too simple for my tastes. I definitely like a good story, good graphics, good sound, an all-around higher quality experience. And the graphics in this, while they are barely appropriate for the game, they do accomplish their mission of not interfering with the puzzles. I think they take it a little bit too far. And a little bit of higher fidelity graphics in a few places might have actually made solving some of these puzzles even easier. I also didn't like how obtuse some of the puzzles were. There's at least one puzzle on each level so far that I've been completely unable to figure out how to solve. Now this may be more about me than about the game itself. At the same time, it could also be about the game. Perhaps it's set up that way on purpose. You are allowed to advance from one section to the next without solving all the puzzles. You can leave one unsolved, and so far I've only had one in each level that's been significantly more difficult to figure out than the rest. The third thing I'm not overly fond of on this game is the pace. Certain parts of it are feeling way too slow because you really just have to wait for events in the game to unfold. You can't force them or make them go any faster. If you like this style of review, make sure you hit the like button down below. This lets YouTube know that you like it and want more of it, and it lets me know I'm doing the right thing. If you don't like it, leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see changed. I'm always looking to improve, and your feedback can help. 3 things I do like about this game include the openness with which you're allowed to approach all of the puzzles. Yes, they can be hard, but the solutions are usually somewhat visible. Again, as I said, only one puzzle on each of the levels was one that I couldn't figure out fairly easily, but you are given more than one way to solve a lot of these puzzles. Another thing I like about this game is how the music ties in with the tenor and mood of the game. The music isn't there just to be a background track to the game. It's actually used to help you know where you're at and what you're doing in the game. The third thing I like about this game is that there are no artificial time limits imposed on you. It can be a little frustrating to wait on occasion for the characters, the other AI-controlled characters in the game to do things, but there's nothing that forces you to act super quickly at any point in the game. This allows you to solve the puzzles at your own pace, find the solutions that best work for you. My final verdict on this game? I'm probably not going to buy it, but that's really more because I've played it, I've solved some of the puzzles, and I'm just not really finding it appealing. If I was more into puzzle games and loved solving a good puzzle, then I would pick this up. Or if I had a friend or family member that really loved solving puzzles, and I would get it so that we could have something to do hanging out together from time to time. Make sure you check back in on the channel all month long to get the info on Gamepass quests and reviews of all the Gamepass quest games for the month.